Hello everybody, it's me, Heather, and today I'm going to do a full face MAC tutorial featuring the Moody Blooms collection. So if you guys want to see how I created this look using MAC products as well as new items from the Moody Blooms collection, keep on watching.
So here I am, clean faced and moisturized and ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelids using a color tattoo from Maybelline, and I'm going to apply it using a flat panel eyeshadow brush. I'm doing this instead of just using a regular eyeshadow primer because I don't have an eyeshadow primer from MAC, and I also don't have any of MAC's paint pots, surprisingly. So I'm going to go ahead and use this just to help keep it from staining my eyelids, because one of the eyeshadows in this collection is so heavily pigmented that it actually stains my eyelids. So I'm hoping this will keep it from staining my eyelids, but this will also help the colors just to pop a little more on camera for you guys, so you guys can better see the detail of the eyeshadows, since I know my lights can sometimes wash out some of the eyeshadows I use. So I'll put everything that I'm using in the description bar down below. And here I created an eyeshadow quad. These are all eyeshadows from the Moody Blooms collection. They're sold individually. I depotted them and put them in a little quad that I bought from MAC just to make it easier for me to access and to just have them all at hand and save space. So Lucky Green is what I'm applying all over my lids. Lucky Green. This is actually part of the permanent line, so don't worry, you don't have to rush to get this shade. If you like this shade, it's available permanently. It's always there. So the next shade I'm actually using is limited edition. This is Artistic License, but this is definitely a dupable shade. It's just kind of one of those pink, gold pink shimmery eyeshadows, and I'm just applying it all over my brow bone. I'm doing this obviously just to help enhance my brow bone, but also this will make it easier for me to blend out the other colors once I add colors to my crease and my outer corner. Now I'm taking Green Room. This is my favorite shade in all the eyeshadows of this collection. This is just a really deep teal, and I'm applying that all in my crease, just really generously applying it to my crease, and we're going to blend that out later. I have a habit of just placing color where I want it and then towards the end blending everything out, so don't worry if it looks a little weird as we're going. We will blend that out later. And now I'm using Deep Fixation. Again, another very dupable shade. I think all these shades are actually quite dupable. That's why I went ahead and decided to go ahead and do this tutorial. I'm just applying Deep Fixation. It's just a deep shimmery brown in the very outer corner of my eyes. Just the very outer corner, that's all. Just what some people call it, the outer V. And just applying that in there generously. Filling in that little V. I'm not keeping the V open. And then I'm going to take just a big fluffy brush and I'm going to blend all those out. So back and forth, also using little circular motions just to help blend this look to make it look more cohesive. So these are all eyeshadows that have, you know, kind of a shimmery finish to them. Some are Volux Pearl, I think one's a Frost. So for some people that might be a little too much shimmer, so you could always replace, say, Deep Fixation. You could use like a deep matte brown or even a matte black. You could use Carbon, which is a matte black. I know a lot of people seem to not like Carbon from MAC, but I actually like that. So you could always use just like a matte shade in the crease if that's too much shimmer for you. Alright, now we're going to play with the fluid lines. I love the fluid lines in this collection. And whoops, I'm just adjusting my white balance. So when you see me take a piece of paper occasionally, I'm just adjusting the white balance to try to keep the colors true. So I'm taking a pointed liner brush. This is the number 211, but you can use just a flat angle brush. You can use this brush. And we're applying Black Ivy, which is a blackened teal. I'm applying it just to my lash line, just very close to my lash line. And then I do flick it out at the end. I do basically make a wing. I love this shade. This is a really rare instance where you have a gel eyeliner that is dark but not black. And when you wear it, you can actually tell that you're not wearing a black eyeliner. So this is really nice formula, great opacity, great shade. And when you see me in person, you can see that I'm actually wearing a blackened teal eyeliner, not just, you know, a dark eyeliner. It's really pretty. So now I'm taking Nightshade Fluidline. This one's kind of like a shimmery purple. And I'm taking an angled brush, just a really thin angled brush, and I'm applying it on my lower lash line, and I'm connecting it to Black Ivy up at the top. So I'm not going to go all the way inward, so I'm just doing it from the middle of my lower lash line and bringing it all the way outward and connecting it with Black Ivy at the top. And I just love the way this looks. It's just, it softens the eye look a little, but it gives you definition. And then I'm going to take the Fluidline Copperthorn. This one has a really unusual consistency for most Fluidlines. It's very chunky, glittery, but I love it. So I'm just taking a flat angled brush and I'm just applying it to the very inner corners of my eyes. This applies best by tapping it in as opposed to dragging it in. And just because of my lighting setup, it may look like I have more of Copperthorn on one eye than the other, but I do have equal amounts. It's just the angle of my light and the way I'm sitting. One eye's catching more light than the other, so it may look like at times I have more of Copperthorn on one eye than the other, but yeah, so that's what we're doing. Now I'm taking my white pencil in Fascinating. This is just, this is part of the permanent line at MAC. This is just an Eye Kohl. And you can skip this step if you're sensitive to having eyeliners on your waterline, but this is an Eye Kohl. It's just a matte white. It's called Fascinating, and I love to just put that on my waterline sometimes and just help the color to pop. And then I'm just going to put on some generous coats of mascara. I'm using the False Lashes Extreme Black. Now that I've applied my mascara, we're going to go ahead and do my foundation. I'm going to use a beauty blender. I'm going to get it wet with MAC's Fix Plus. Fix Plus is a spray toner. You can just use water. I'm going to use a MAC foundation that I've had for a long time and I really don't like it. I keep trying it out. As you can see, the bottle's almost empty. This is the MAC Pro Longwear SPF 10 foundation. This is in the shade NC35. This is one of those foundations, I just don't like the way it feels on my skin. As it dries down, it's supposed to have a matte texture, but I've found if I don't use a powder with this foundation, a setting powder, my skin gets really oily throughout the day. So even though it's supposed to dry down to a matte finish, I still need a setting powder in order for it to remain matte. And also because it is supposed to be a mattifying foundation, as it dries down, it just gets really tight on my skin. It just feels really gross. When I've tried applying this with a foundation brush or my fingers, it really gathers in my pores and it's just not a very flattering foundation. And the same with the Pro Longwear concealer. I have this in the shade NW25. I also don't like this. I just don't like the Pro Longwear line of foundation and concealer. Same thing, as it dries down, it just gets really tight feeling on my skin. And as with most concealers, you do need to set it with a powder or it's going to crease. A lot of people call this concealer the Holy Grail on YouTube, but I just can't stand it. So this will be the last time you actually see me using it. Now, eyebrows. MAC has a lot of great eyebrow products. I actually just don't have any specifically for brow products from MAC, and I probably won't be picking any up simply because I just have so many things in my personal collection that I like and use that I just don't feel the need to pick up anything else for now. Here you see me using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof Brow Mousse in the shade Taupe. And yeah, I'm just applying it using an angled brush, and then you'll see me just soften out my edges there using the spoolie. But I do like this. I have it in 3 shades, but I use only taupe and I use dark brown. For this video, I thought I would use taupe since I recently bleached my hair and I'm very, very, very platinum blonde right now. And here you go, just softening out the edges, making them less pronounced, filling in my natural skin where I have no brows. And yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Okay, now I have brows. Much better, much better. So I'm going to go ahead and use my translucent powder from Mary Kay. And I'm just going to put that pretty generously over my T-zone because the powders, the bronzers, highlighters, all that I'm getting ready to use, I really want to make sure that I'm applying those to powdered skin, to, dry skin, because if I apply those to this, foundation while it's still wet, that foundation is really going to grab hold of the products, and it's going to be really hard to blend it out and make the look cohesive. Now I'm going to go ahead and highlight my face. I'm using a product from Physicians Formula. This is the Mineral Wear Talc-Free Mineral Oh So Radiant Powder. This is the shade Translucent. And again, MAC has a lot of great highlighting products. I just don't have any from MAC, and I don't know if I'll be picking up any in the future, simply because I just have so many in my personal collection that I like to use. But as you can see, I just like to apply it on the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, my chin, on my cheekbones, and that just helps to add a little bit more dimension to my face. Now I'm going to go ahead and use some bronzer. Don't let my limited edition packaging throw you off. This is available in the permanent line. I just have limited edition packaging. This is the bronzing powder in Golden, and I just like to apply it along my jawline, bring it down my neck a little just to warm up my face a little. I do it on my the sockets of, or the hollows of my cheeks, what little hollows I have, across my brow. You know, I'm going to do it on the sides of my nose to help give myself some more dimension, warm up my face a little. And this is Worldly Wealth. This is a frost finish blush from the Moody Blooms line. You want to use a really fluffy brush when you use this. If you use a dense brush or a dense powder brush, it puts so much frost and shimmer on your cheeks, it's really hard to blend out. And then I'm going to use Bred for Beauty, which is the other limited edition blush from this collection. And as you can see, I just like tap it like twice, and then I apply it on top of Worldly Wealth. These look really beautiful together. And then lips, I'm using the Supreme Sheen lipstick in Moody Bloom. I love this lipstick, but I'm going to change my lipstick to show you how I can take it up a notch and make it a nighttime look. So this is Venmous Violet. This is actually a limited edition online exclusive at the MAC website that I went ahead and picked up because I love purple lipsticks. And look how dramatic that is.
So I love how just changing your lipstick can take a look to a whole different level. So this is great for me, my lifestyle, for nighttime, going out to dinner with my boyfriend or a movie date, any kind of thing like that. It just gives me that really sultry, venomous vixen flair. And my boyfriend's surprisingly a really big fan of really dark lip colors like this, so we both love purple lipsticks. That's great. I wear them, he likes to look at them. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you guys learned something. If you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down below. I love it when you guys interact with me. It makes making videos on YouTube a whole lot more fun when people actually interact with me. So if you have any questions, like I said, just go ahead and post them down below. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. Instagram is my favorite social media. I'm pretty active on there almost every day. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. That way, whenever I upload videos, they'll show up in your feed and you can watch them if you want to. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.